boobies. It was all we thought about, so why not make it the password? Every meeting I ever remember having in the Clubhouse, that's what it was about. And one of my friends, I think he's in prison now, had a theory that if heaven was a perfect place, once you get past the pearly gates, it would just be a giant field of naked boobies, and that they'd let you take your shoes off and run around for a little while. I remember thinking right then and there, I'm going to church. I know education is probably better now. I mean, because they test you to see if you have learning differences, or if you're gifted, they might give you elevated courses. See, back in the good old days, it didn't matter if you were a genius or if you were eating crayons, you were all in the same class. And they put no thought into what they were teaching us. I remember, like my 11th grade year of high school, one semester of English was devoted entirely to poetry. Like, what were blue-collar kids from the wrong side of the tracks going to do with poetry? My husband won't fix the broken screen door. Our cat just threw up a dead bird on the floor. I have 4 little children I constantly feed. So please don't you ask me why I smoke weed. Now they're teaching sex education in the 5th grade, starting in the 5th grade. Nobody taught me about sex back in the good old days. My parents told me nothing. My school taught me nothing. Everything I learned about sex, I pieced together for myself. Like when I was 11, we had an uncle that raised rabbits. And so we were out at his farm one weekend, and he took a group of us out to the shed where he kept the rabbits. And he had all the males in cages on one side and all the females in cages on the other. And he opened a male's cage, grabbed him by the scruff of the neck, walked over, opened a female's cage, and dropped him in there. And that male rabbit jumped on top of that female rabbit and jackhammered like a hurricane for like 5 seconds, and then he fell off on his back. And everybody was laughing except me, because I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it that fast. Turns out I had nothing to worry about. You know, probably the thing that changed most from the good old days to now is this little gadget right there. This little gadget changed the world. Now everybody on the planet has one of these in their hand, 24/7, 365. Doesn't matter if you're in a third world country, you might not have enough to eat, you got a phone. See, back in the good old days, my entire family had one phone. It was hardwired into the wall of the kitchen. It came in 4 possible colors: black, white, harvest gold, and avocado green. We had the avocado green, and my parents actually sprung for the extra long cord. And let me tell you, the phone company didn't cheat you on the extra long cord. Our phone cord was over 1/4 mile long. My mom could walk down the driveway and check the mail, never quit talking to her sister. You know, it's like, but because the whole family had one phone, you never had any privacy if it was for you. So you learned tricks like you'd run it under the door and go down the hall, or sit in the pantry and talk to your boyfriend or girlfriend while your siblings made kissy noises from around the corner. But because you stretched it out so far, remember the downside of the extra long cord? Anybody remember? Yeah, it was always tangled up, like Aunt Judy's thong after kickboxing lessons. But when it was stretched out, it was almost like a lethal weapon. Like my mom used to talk on the phone when she was cooking. Well, they were on other sides of the kitchen. So one night she's cooking and talking on the phone, and I'm chasing my brother through the house. We round into the kitchen. He never saw the phone cord. He hit it right there. His feet went up in the air. The back of his head hit the floor like wedding night panties. My mom never quit cooking and never quit talking. She was... Now, I will say this. Back in the good old days, you got excited when the phone rang. You would race each other to answer the phone because you had no idea who it might be. Might be your grandmother, might be the President of the United States. You didn't know till you picked it up. But now caller ID has taken all the joy out of answering the phone. Now your phone rings, you're like, oh, hell no, I ain't doing that. Nobody got time for that. And because we stick our phones in our pockets and our purses and things, they're always rubbing up against something, and we're always accidentally dialing people we didn't mean to dial. We call them butt dials. All right, I'm going to see what an honest audience you are. How many people listen more intently to butt dials than they do actual phone calls? If somebody butt dials me and I don't have anything to do, I'll stay on for like 20 minutes. I'm like... I have a buddy named Pert. He makes furniture, and Pert always sticks his phone in the front pocket of his blue jeans, so he's always butt dialing somebody. And one night he butt dialed me, and I didn't have anything going on, so I'm just sitting there listening to him walk around his shop. And after about 10 minutes, I hear a door open, and I hear a lid go up, and I hear him start to pee. Being the mature adult that I am, I jumped out of my chair, ran into the kitchen to my wife, and I went, Pert's peeing, Pert's peeing, Pert's peeing. And we put it on speakerphone, and me and my wife stood there and listened to my friend urinate. Oh my God, I hope he farts at the end. I hope he, please. What is wrong with us? And here's the fascination with this. You know, the thing that we had mounted on the wall in the kitchen, that was only a phone. This is everything. This is everything we used to go somewhere else to get. Like people used to stay up late to watch the 11 o'clock news so they knew what the sports scores were and they knew what the weather was going to be. Well, now you have up-to-the-minute radar. You've got the weather for the next 2 weeks, and you've got all your sports updates right there. This thing is your airline ticket, it's your Bible, it's your flashlight, it's your Rolodex, it's your music library, it's a video arcade. It's a world-class camera. See, some of you younger people don't know this. Cameras used to be separate things, and you would have to buy film and put it in them. And you would take 24 pictures having no idea if they were good or bad or out of focus. And then when you had taken all 24, you would take the film out of it, go to the drugstore, and you'd give it to them where they would process it. And then after everybody that worked at the drugstore had had an opportunity to look at your pictures, they would call you and you would go get them. And you knew they'd look at you, were picking them up, and they're like, when'd y'all go to the Grand Canyon? You son of a bitch. But see, back then, pictures were precious. Even if they were out of focus or somebody's head was cut off, you put them in a photo album because it was your only proof that you had been somewhere. But now you can look at your picture. If something's wrong with it, you delete it and take another one. So pictures are no longer precious. We just take pictures of everything. My daughters take pictures of their food. When we're in restaurants, when the waiter puts their plate down, my daughters are like, hold on, the camera eats first. They take a picture of their food and send it to their friends. I'm like, hell, when I was growing up, if you ate a delicious waffle, other people had to take your word for it. This thing is amazing. Do you know this thing, if it is lost, it can find itself? Most of us need Jesus to do that, but not this joker. It can not only find itself, it can find you. It can find anybody in your family. It's a world-class GPS. You put in any direction. to anywhere in the world, it will take you right there to it and tell you within the minute what time you're going to get there. See, we didn't have GPS back in the good old days. We had maps. We kept them in the glove compartment of the car. And nobody ever wanted to open them because if you did, you never got it folded back down again. So we were always lost. Hell, when we went on family vacations, the only thing that was recalculating was our dad. All right, kids, I have changed my mind. Instead of going to Disney World, we're all just going to go in this hardware store and have a look around. How about that? This thing is amazing. This little thing is more powerful than the biggest computers we had in the world in 1980. All the knowledge in the world right there at your fingertips. You want to know how much an elephant weighs? Ask your phone. You want to know how tall Tom Cruise is? Ask your phone. See, back in the good old days, if we wanted to know something, we had to wait until our cheap-ass parents broke down and bought a set of encyclopedias. And here was the deal. You didn't get them all at one time. You made a down payment, they'd give you the A volume. You keep making payments, a few years later, you get the B. So that first year, you could talk very intelligently about Antarctica or aardvarks. But if you had to do a school report on Zimbabwe, you were being held back another year. Because that Z volume wasn't coming till you were in your 30s. And I don't know that having all the knowledge in the world is necessarily a good thing. We're obsessed with it, especially when it comes to like medical stuff. See, back in the good old days, people accepted aches and pains as just part of what went on when you started getting old. But now, anytime we have a little ache or pain, we got to go Google it. You could have a hangnail. You're Googling, what's the best way to treat a hangnail? On rare occasions, hangnails can be an indicator you've had an undiagnosed cerebral hemorrhage. Oh, hell. What's wrong, Lloyd? I'll tell you what's wrong, Connie. 60 seconds ago, I didn't know I had a cerebral, and now apparently the damn thing is hemorrhaged. You get scared to death with medical stuff on your phone. You don't even have to be looking for it. I had a pop-up not long ago that said low back pain can be an early indicator of premature blindness. Hell, I've got low back pain. I thought it's because I helped my wife rearrange the furniture in the den. Why'd I move the couch? Now I'm just going to run into it. I got to get online and order a guide dog while I can still find my laptop. Thing is amazing. It's a TV, no excuse to ever miss the game anymore. How many guys, be honest, ever sat during a wedding with your phone in your lap, turn the volume down, watch a football game? Yeah. And it's porn. And you don't even have to be looking for it. There's so much porn in here, it's looking for you. Not long ago, my wife and I were trying to figure out where to go eat one night. I typed in delicious Italian near me. I'm like, Mamma mia. That's a spicy meatball there. See, back in the good old days, porn was when one of your friends found a discarded Playboy magazine, and you would sneak it back to the secret clubhouse in the woods. Therefore, the password. And maybe if you're into porn, now is the good old days, because it took two hands to hold that magazine, but only one hand to hold your phone. And human beings being able to corrupt anything that is good have found such naughty things to do with this phone. People actually take pictures of their private parts and send them to other people, which is such a fabulous idea. What could possibly go wrong with an idea like that? See, back in the good old days, if I had wanted to send my girlfriend a picture of my private parts, I would have had to have found a piece of notebook paper, put it on the edge of the kitchen table, waited until nobody else was home, ran over to the table, dropped my pants, laid